And now the Lakers, oh, the Lakers. They lost again last night to the Jazz, their fourth straight. Expected. Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, though, they carried the load for Utah, who snapped a 5-game losing streak of their own. As for the Lakers, they are 4-14 since the All-Star break, the second worst record in the NBA during that span. All right, I've spent a whole lot of time at the touchscreen lately, but today we're going to keep it simple. The Spurs, they didn't play, but because they hold the tiebreaker, remember, the Lakers lost yesterday, they are bumped out of the play-in tournament and back to the 11 seed. So the Spurs, they play tonight. They face the Trailblazers, who are depleted with injuries. But if for some reason the Spurs lose and the Lakers, they beat the Pelicans, they play tonight in Crypto.com Arena, if that all plays out, then the Lakers would move up back into the play-in tournament, and the Spurs would be back in 11th. But these two are going to be jostling a whole lot for the remainder of the season to be in the play-in tournament. I do want to keep it in the West, though, and take a look also at where we are towards the top of the standings, the Golden State Warriors, right? The Warriors are 4th right now, but take a look at this. The Mavs, the Warriors, the Jazz, and Nuggets. This 3 through 6 is very tight. So these 4 seeds, they could change a whole lot. But remember, the Warriors, they're still without Steph Curry, and they are just 3-10 without Steph, which adds up to a .231 win percentage. That would be the worst in the entire NBA. And Golden State also scores just under 107 points per game without Steph Curry, which would rank among the bottom 5th of the league. All right, I want to bring back in Zach Lowe. You've been high on the Warriors most of the season. I mean, at the beginning of the season, you were beating that drum, but you've also been high on the Mavs. You've been high on the Grizzlies. So in your estimation, who is the biggest threat to the Suns?
I still think it's the Warriors, but the ifs are beginning to pile up. They need Steph back healthy, 100% to go. They need Draymond Green at peak form. He, by his own admission, has not been there yet, although he looks better in the last couple of games that he's played. If they get those two pieces, Clay is going to get a little better. Jordan Poole is legit. Jonathan Kuminga has slumped lately, but he's shown enough that I think he's going to have a crack at the playoff rotation. They get enough things to come together for them. Their style of play on both ends of the floor is a solid matchup for the Suns. They don't fear that matchup, so I still think it's the Warriors, but the ifs are piling up, and if the if pile gets too big, do not sleep on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies are tenacious. They give no quarter to anybody. They are fearless. They're physical. They are just unpleasant. Even just thinking about them right now, unpleasant to play against. Don't sleep on the Grizzlies.
You said the magic word. You said the Grizzlies, so we have to bring Perk back in. Perk, who do you think is the biggest threat to the Suns?
You know I'm going with Memphis in the dark side, but Zach, like, you've been watching the same Golden State Warriors team I've been watching over the last month, right? Whether Steph is in and Draymond is out, whether Draymond is in and Steph is out, it's no chemistry. For the first time, I could say about the Golden State Warriors is that they lack an identity on both ends of the floor. You're watching Steve Kerr, he's frustrated. Draymond Green, he's frustrated. You see him arguing with Jay Crowder, walking off the floor, talking about other things outside of basketball that don't even matter. So when I look at the Golden State Warriors, Clay has been so up and down this season, and as expected, right? He's been off for 2 years. But I can't depend on Clay at this moment to be that two-way guy to go and defend and also get buckets. We don't know how Steph Curry is going to return. Is he going to return in peak form? And Draymond just still hasn't looked the same since coming back from that back injury. So I can't put the Warriors in that conversation, but I will stay on the dark side with the Memphis Grizzlies.
I want to know, though, when we're talking about biggest threat to the Suns, Zach, how big are we talking? Because it seems unfair for a team that has been this dominant throughout the entire regular season to say that threat is huge when we're talking about, as you said, the mounting ifs of these other teams.
Hey, the playoffs are hard. The first year the Warriors won the championship, what did they win? 67 games? They found themselves down 2-1 to the Grizzlies. The Kevin Durant Warriors found themselves in a Game 7 against the Rockets. All it takes is one matchup, a couple of bad games. That's what the playoffs are. I don't care how good you are. Someone somewhere is going to punch you in the mouth and have you in a place of adversity that maybe you didn't expect to be in. Someone is going to give the Suns a run, whether it's in the West or the finals, but they are absolutely the favorites. I keep hearing about who matches up with the Suns. Who should the Suns be scared of? The Suns are team welcome all comers. We're not scared of anybody. Matchups, schmatchups. We don't care about seedings. Wake us up when you're ready to play us. They are the deserved favorites.
Well, and when you're watching Cam Payne just cook other players, and it's sort of like, I mean, what are we even talking about here? The Phoenix Suns, to me, I know we're talking about the who's the biggest threat to them. The Phoenix Suns, you said that they're not ducking any smoke. They're not afraid of anybody.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.